Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another story time. This is probably going to be the most awkward story time I've told on here, but you know what? I'm gonna tell it because it's funny as fuck. The awkwardness hurts though, it really does. Did anyone else ever remember? I'm sure everybody remembers if it went like me. When your parents found out you were having intercourse, I'm going to tell you guys that story today. So let's just jump into it, shall we? So we're gonna set the scene. When I lost my, not trying to get censored, um, I was 18, but I'm a Scorpio. I'm like young in my grade. So I graduated when I was 17. Lost it when I was 18. So when I lost it, I was in college, like my first year of college, to my first serious boyfriend, right? We're gonna give him the same name as he is in other stories, Hans, if he gets brought up, okay? Okay. So obviously that happens because it's the premise for the story. But I don't know what type of parents you guys have, but like in my household dynamic, it's like, you don't need to be afraid of my dad, you need to be afraid of my mom. My mom is the one who has like a million questions for the boyfriend and are you sure he's like she's that parent, she's like the protective parent. So, and also I have to mention too, I am the youngest girl in the family, so this moment was kind of so how all of this came about. And mind you, it's so crazy. So maybe it's like the mother senses or something like that, but she literally found out slash asked, like this was only like right after I had lost it. Like I had only done it once. And the timing, but okay, let me get to how we got there. So um Hans was gonna go to Disneyland for his birthday. He wanted to go with me and his family. I had never slept over his house before. I had only like gone over like during the daytime. And he lived like an hour away, right? So, okay, so the whole dilemma was he lived an hour away. I didn't drive freeways like he would normally come and pick me up. And he was a football player and he also had a game the day before that. So I'm like, how am I gonna get to your house and go to Disneyland? And we were just all trying to figure it out. And then I was like telling my mom too about, yeah, like, yeah, we're trying to figure out the transportation and stuff like that. Like I was just keeping her updated. This was like summer after my first year of school. So like I lived at school, but then I had moved back for the summer, as any college student knows. So I'm talking to him and I just have this bright idea. His mom literally loved me, never let a girl sleep over, but I remember she was always telling me when I was over there, like, you can sleep over anytime, like, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, wait. So he lived an hour away, as I mentioned. He happened to have a game in my city the day before. So I was like, what if I go to your game and like he couldn't drive me back because he like rode the bus with his team. And I was like, and I just go back with your mom and I just sleep over. So then I'll be at your house in the morning and we can go. And he was like, oh, okay. Because his mom had always put it out there that I could sleep over, but I just like never did. And we were like, boom, problem solved. And you know how I said I had been talking about this dilemma with my mom too. So, so we make the plan. It's good with Hans' mom. It's good with Hans. And my mom has like an injury to her wrist. And one day she just had like some kind of physical therapy where they're like, we don't want you to drive today. So she had to take my little brother to a workout. So she was like, can you drive us there? And I was like, yeah, sure. So, love you, mom. So the workout is only like an hour and my mom would normally just stay. Y'all know this is, y'all know this is where stuff gets, when you have too much time with your parents to start asking too many questions. So we park outside of the workout and I'm just gonna chill with my mom for an hour. So she's like, oh, so did you figure out what you guys are gonna do for Disneyland? She just brings it up. I'm like, yeah. And mind you, I'm shaking in my boots. Okay, because like technically she couldn't tell me anything because like I already lived, outside the house. I was just back for the summer and I was 18. Like, it was like I wasn't like in high school anymore. But like if you're black and you live in a black household, it's scary. Like I've never slept over a boy's house before. Like, that's so scary to take your power. So she's like, did you figure out what you guys are gonna do? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna sleep over. My mom is like, She's like, sleep over. I'm like, yeah, so I can just ride back at the game with him and sleep over and go with his family in the morning. She's like, is his mom okay with you sleeping over? I'm like, well, yeah, mom, it's her house. Like, she offered. My mom's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, well, where are you gonna sleep? I said, probably in his room. Like, in his room? It was so, y'all, the conversation was so awkward. It was like question, answer, pause. Question, answer, pause. Like, it was one of those. Oh my God. She's like, in his room. Like, I don't think you should be sleeping in his room. Like, she's like, is there somewhere else you can sleep? I'm like, I don't know, mom. Like, she's like, well, will his mom let you sleep in his room? I'm like, yeah, mom. Like, she says it's fine. Like, she's just like, like, cause my house, anytime I've dated a boy, I've slept over their house. There's no way, even like right now as a 21-year-old, would I ever like want to have a boy sleep? Like, it's just not gonna happen at my parents' house ever. I'm afraid when I'm married with kids to have my husband, like, I don't know, it just, my house is just not the house. Like, I'm the type of like, let's go to your house, friends too. Let's go to your house. Like, I don't know. That's just how I felt like lately. Well, not lately, but okay, you get it. So, she just keeps going. Like, you guys know how parents just like keep creeping into territories they know they don't want to creep into. So she proceeds to ask me more questions. She's like, because mind you, we had been together for like a while. Like, we had been together for at least like 8 months by then. But I'm her youngest daughter, and like, she's, yeah, so she proceeds to say, after all, though, you should sleep in a different room, blah, blah. She proceeds to ask, do you guys be talking about. And if anyone is about to ask why I'm being so honest, it's because, like I said, if you're a young black girl and you want power, you gotta take it. Like, don't. I was shaking in my boots. Like, no lie about that. But I was just like, I'm 18. Like, I went to school away. Like, there's no reason to lie. And also, if you know me, I'm a terrible liar. I don't even try to lie. And I hate liars. So, like, even though this conversation was, like, difficult and awkward, I still wasn't gonna lie. Like I said, it's not like I was in high school and I would, like, get in trouble for it. But it was just, okay. So, I answered the question. I'm like, yes. So I say yes to, do you guys talk about. I say yes, and she proceeds to ask the grand question. Mind you, this whole time too, we're not like, oh, talking in the car. Like, we're both like forward and just talking. I'm like looking at her responses, and she goes, have you had before? And I was like, yes. Y'all, when I tell you, my mom looked like she saw a ghost. Like, she was just sitting there like,
Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson.
oh my God. Y'all, she's just sitting forward, frozen. And I'm just like, I'm so scared. I don't know what to expect. Like I said, it's not like I knew I wouldn't get in trouble, but I didn't know where this was gonna go, Because like I said, I'm the youngest daughter. My mom was always that like, oh, you don't need boys, like, blah, blah, blah. She's like super protective. So I was just like, I didn't know where this was gonna go. And she's just quiet. And I'm just like, I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, mom, but like, I just rather like be honest with you than like lie. And she was just like, no, like, I appreciate the honesty. Yeah, like, yeah. I'm just like, so yeah, she's still a little frozen, but she's just like, where, when? I'm just like, the last time I went to his house, and then she's just like, oh, okay, like, it's okay. A lot of people have before, they're married. I was born before marriage. Like, girl, no. She's just like, did you Did you use a condom? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, that's good. Y'all, it was so awkward. It was so awkward. Like, I literally think we just like that after that, it just like ended. She was like, yeah, it's okay. Like, just as long as you're being safe. And I'm like, yeah, I am. And then I feel like the conversation went into something else. That's what happened, y'all. This was what, 3 years ago now? Oh my god, the most awkward conversation in my life. But like, I don't know, just like I said, like when you're a young adult, like I feel like you eventually have to break those barriers. So I feel like it was a cool conversation. You get what I mean? Even though it's awkward, it's like, yeah. In all honesty though, it was kind of nice because I remember like a little, like I think a couple weeks after that, I was having some bleeding and I was low-key getting scared. And like, you know, it was just like, and my mom's a nurse also, like she's a medical professional, okay? Black woman in nursing. But anyway, so I remember like I like asked her about it because I was like scared, like where is this coming from? Because it wasn't my period. And then she was able to like, oh, like, you know, it wasn't like, have you been like, it didn't have to like be brought up. It was, if that makes sense. If you get it, you get it. It was like the barrier was broken. So it was like, cool, I guess. Even though it's so awkward. Honorable mention. My dad is the type of person who would never, ever, ever, ever ask about something like that. I love the just, like, I love that. I feel like we'll never get there. But, yeah, I remember one time, I feel like my dad technically knew too, because I remember one time he was in my room and I like moved some birth control like across the room right in front of his face. And he didn't acknowledge it. And that's how I like it. Anyway, y'all, the aftermath of this story was literally so funny. Like when I told my boyfriend at the time, he was literally scared. He was like, cause you know, we were 18 and like his mom didn't know any of that was happening in his house.
Fire, just like this pussy.
But so yeah, that was like, he was like scared. He was like, oh my god, I feel like your mom's gonna hate me. Like, you know how teenagers are, they're so dramatic. Like nothing changed after that. And then it was so funny when I told my sister, because like obviously we have the same parents, like she literally, her eyes like bulged out of her head when I told her too. She's like, why would, like, I remember she was like, why would you answer for real? I was like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna lie. It was it was really funny. The conversation was scary, but the aftermath and this story time is funny, okay? But yeah, guys, comment what you think about this story. What would have you done? Would you have been honest or would you have lied? If you have an awkward, funny story about this, let me know so we can talk in the comments. And yeah, that's what I did. Honest queen. I'm a Scorpio. I told y'all, honest about everything. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this story time. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Please follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Alicia Milan because you don't want to miss my daily content. So go follow. Also, guys, I blew my hair for the first time since I colored it. Y'all see the pink? Y'all see that new girl? So I was like, I feel like it's cool. I low-key wish I could see more of the pink, like a bigger section, but it'll probably show up more when it grows out more. But is the curl giving Nara Smith? I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and know how to cook. Watch.
My daughter's name is Rumble Honey Smith, and my son's name is Slim Easy Smith.
Thank you guys so much for watching another story time, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.